Okay, here's the way it works. Denver appears, is that official yet? Denver got Case Keenum with a number, they have signed him. They haven't officially signed him, but Denver wants Case Keenum. And Minnesota went and got Kirk Cousins. So Arizona in the NFC right now, Arizona's got to be a little bit in panic mode. Everybody in the NFC has a quarterback except Arizona. Okay, so Case Keenum getting gobbled up by Denver. Peter King says he thinks he could potentially be there 3 years. Kirk Cousins with Minnesota, he's going to be there 3 years. Green Bay's got a quarterback. Philadelphia's got a quarterback. Seattle's got a quarterback. The New York Giants, I think he's old, but Eli Manning's a quarterback. Washington's got Alex Smith. Dallas has Dak. You just go division of it. We got Jameis, got Cam, you got Matt Ryan, you got Breeze. Everybody in the I've never seen this. Everybody in the NFC has a quarterback except Arizona. And if you're Arizona, you wanted to get Kirk Cousins. He went to Minnesota. You kind of like Case Keenum. He's going to Denver. If you're Arizona right now, are you in panic mode? Are we going to see Arizona, what do they have right now, John, like the 15th pick? Are they going to move up dramatically to get a quarterback? If I'm Arizona, I think about giving up all my picks to get, I'd call Cleveland. What do you want for the number 1 pick? I would call Cleveland. What do you want for the number 4 pick? I'd call Indianapolis if I'm Arizona. What do you want for the number 3 pick? Arizona cannot go into this season in their division now that's got Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, and you got crickets. So if I had an NFC source tell me that the people that didn't get Kirk Cousins are in panic mode in the NFL. Arizona's got to move up. The Jets, Teddy Bridgewater in that windy stadium, not a big arm guy. I don't know if that works. But I'll tell you this. The way it works with quarterbacks, and I was a crappy high school quarterback, but I've always loved the position. I love talking about it, and I love reading about it. And this works for every position in the NFL, but what happens is the scouts go out and they watch all the quarterbacks. Then they come back to the general manager or the national recruiting director and say, okay, Jared Goff. And general managers and scouting directors want you to have what they call comps. High end, what would he be? Low end, what would he be? When Jared Goff came out, I said high end is Brady, low end Matt Ryan. I think he's a better arm talent than Matt Ryan, and he's not Tom Brady. So he's somewhere in the middle. When Andrew Luck came out, remember when Andrew Luck came out? People are comparing Sam Darnold. I've heard this from 2 GMs. The high end for Sam Darnold is Andrew Luck. The low end is maybe a Blake Bortles. Also Sam Darnold's got a little Brett Favre, but I don't think he has nearly the arm strength. So I don't buy Sam Darnold is Brett Favre. I think really the high end is Andrew Luck. The low end is he makes too many mistakes, and he's Blake Bortles. Everybody's got a comp. With Baker Mayfield, people are making the mistake of saying his comp, because they're the same height, is Drew Brees. No, they're not. Here's a blind resume of college careers. Who's the guy on the left? Who's the guy on the right? It's Case Keenum. Both are 6 feet tall. They're both able to run. They both have roughly same TD interception ratio. They both are high completion guys. They're both about 6 feet tall. They got sacked, Baker, a little bit more in college. And they're not world-class arm talents or world-class athletic talents. Baker Mayfield's comp is not Drew Brees. It's Case Keenum. He was a 2-time walk-on, was Baker Mayfield. This isn't somebody that Oklahoma initially recruited out of high school, or Texas, or Alabama, or USC, or Ohio State. No. No, Baker Mayfield's comp is Case Keenum. Drew Brees, 9 times ever in the history of the league, somebody's thrown for 5,000 yards. Drew Brees has 5 of them. He has thrown for 4,000 yards 12 straight years. He's the all-time leader in NFL completion percentage. Drew Brees, 67%. Baker Mayfield's not Drew Brees. Get that comp out of here. His comp is Case Keenum. That's not to mention Drew Brees' humility. Drew Brees' maturity is several notches above Baker Mayfield. If you don't think so, this was the scene yesterday in New Orleans with an offensive lineman retiring and paying tribute to Brees. I got nothing against Baker Mayfield. Do you get how great Drew Brees is? His humility, his decency, his toughness, his mettle, his talent, his accuracy, his durability, his leadership. To compare Baker Mayfield, a 2-time walk-on, to that? No, he's Case Keenum. great college career. Little guy runs around, not a huge arm, accurate as heck, but takes a lot of sacks because he's not that great of an athlete. And if he's really humble and he works really hard and he shows some maturity I haven't seen and he gets the right team like a Minnesota, Baker Mayfield can win games in the NFL. He's not going to be a Johnny Manziel disaster. He's more talented than Tim Tebow. But I can't get past the running from the cops on video. Unsuccessfully, by the way. He was caught. So I got him off my board. But let's get the comp right. Jared Goff and Matt Ryan's very similar. Darnold and Luck. It's not Darnold and Favre. Darnold doesn't have that arm. He's not going to be Brett Favre. Baker's not going to be Drew Brees. So the Rams lost wide receiver Sammy Watkins. He's going to sign with Kansas City on a 3-year deal. Now, I have always said that wide receivers are the icing, not the cake. The cake is the coach, the quarterback, the O-line pass rusher. That's what wins games in the NFL. The further a wide receiver gets out, the deeper the route he throws or runs, he is icing on the cake. He's fun. He's tasty. It makes the cake better potentially, but in the end, you can have a cake without icing. If you just eat icing, you'll get sick. If you look at the recipe for the Rams' success for their cake last year, I would say these in order are the 9 things that mattered most. Sean McVay, the coach's brain, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, left tackle Andrew Whitworth, Robert Woods, John Sullivan, the center Cooper Kupp, and Sammy Watkins, number 9. By the way, I'm not going to mention the kicker for the Rams Pro Bowler, punter for the Rams Pro Bowler, return guy for the Rams Pro Bowler. Valuable, but Sammy Watkins, and again, he's talented, has also been known as fairly high maintenance. Sean McVay, on more than one occasion, had to take him into a film room and say, listen, this is why you didn't get more targets. Remember, Robert Woods had 5 catches in 8 of the 13 games. In 4 games, Sammy Watkins had under 2 catches. There were games in which he was invisible. So this may work for Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, the new quarterback, reportedly a world-class arm. Watkins is a deep threat. I would make the argument that Sammy Watkins is not just icing on a cake. He may be the candle, which is not even edible, and that you eventually throw away. This is one of these deals in the NFL that sounds huge. Sammy Watkins leaves the Rams. But if you watched the Rams last year, the influencers were the brain of McVay, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, and Whitworth, the left tackle. After that, it was Robert Woods, John Sullivan, and Cooper Kupp. Sammy's a nice player. He's a nice addition. He can go over the top. But this goes back to something I've strongly believed. The best athletes in the NFL play on the perimeter. And they're fun, and they're flashy, and they're home run threats. You build in this league from the center out, not the sideline in. Watkins to the Chiefs sounds bigger than it actually is.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.